Hello, hello, hello. I was just practicing my singing. That's not good. Anyway, how are you today? Welcome to my channel. I'm excited that you are here. And I have been sitting in my office this morning with these childlike blue walls. Very excited to paint this room, even if it's just white for a short period of time. I am over the childlike blue, and there is yellow directly next to me, and it is awful. The blue is this wall and that wall and where the window is, and then just a slab of yellow over here. And I'm over it. So that will be happening very shortly, hopefully in the next couple of months. And I cannot wait. But in the meantime, we will just endure these walls and how they deeply impact my creativity. So today I wanted to talk to you. Yes, I have a sign back there that says I need socks, because I do. Very badly. I've had the same socks for like 15 years and they're finally wearing out. So it's time to get new socks. Anyway, welcome to my channel. Let's actually get on to the topic today. I am knee-deep in the throes of planning for the year and figuring out the best way to plan, because in the past, I would plan for 90 days and that was it, right? And then I would not really have a theme for my week or even a theme for the month or any of that. And what I found is that I would set these goals, right? I would set them, and then I wasn't checking in on them on a regular basis. I wasn't repeatedly writing them down. And I think that one of the most important things for the goals that I've actually achieved, it's because I continually checked in on them. Everything that I was doing was trying to get toward that goal. And I feel like that's really stinking important. And continuously looking into those things, continuously figuring out what it is. Haven't yawned all morning. I get on video and I've yawned twice. Anyhow, I'm sorry. Continuously going back and trying to figure out, am I on the right path? And not only am I on the right path, but is this goal still a goal for me? Have I been doing something, and do I need to change the goal? Do I need to shift the goal? Do I need to come up with a new plan? Because I think that that's really important. And unless you write it down, there's no way to really keep track of that stuff. And so I am a firm believer in using a pen and a piece of paper. So what I'm about to show you, while I do have a planner that you can purchase really inexpensively, because I'm not putting all the pages that you're going to need into the document. I'm just going to give you the blanks, and then you can print out however many you need for the month, for the year, for whatever. Or if you're just wanting to do it by the month, you can just do that, and it gives you the opportunity to print what you want and dump what you don't. And that's kind of how I think about it. But there's a framework here for being able to map this all out. And quite frankly, you can buy this and use it if you like it. And if you don't, I totally understand. And it's more than possible to just do it on a piece of paper. You don't have to buy a planner, is what I'm saying. I would love it if you would, because you would be helping me and my family eat. but I wanted something that was super accessible and something that maybe you can start on your own if you can't afford the planner, and then build up to. And eventually, if this works out really well for me personally, I'm going to make a bound version, which I've been wanting to do for years now. So it will be something that eventually is a printable planner and can be taken to Staples or and printed, or something that you can buy physically, like the Erin Condren ones and some of the others that are available. So with that said, let me go ahead and share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. It is insanely important. I think that I don't know the stat off the top of my head. It's over 90% of people who write their goals down, physically write them down, achieve them. Okay. So I believe that not only do you need to write them down once, you need to repetitively write certain things down. So you'll see on these pages that there are recurring themes, and it is so that you are continuously writing those things down. And the more, there is a really special power in physically writing the thing down. And I think that that is just incredibly important. So without further ado, let me share my screen. Let me do two things before I do that. And then there's that. And then I just need to go here and share screen, that one. Boom. Okay, here we are. So here's the cover, which is going to be a piece of art that you can just buy too. I have it, if you'll notice, which you can't really read it because it's all pixelated. But I have that written on my board over here, and I really need to move it on this side of me, so I'm looking at it every single day. But I genuinely do turn around and look at this board behind me every single day. And it's something that I really truly believe that I'm doing. I'm making my dreams come true, one task at a time. And that is in an effort to make my anxiety not quite so bad and keep me grounded in the fact that small tasks each and every day build into really special and specific achievements. It's little things every single day that are going to amount to something huge and allow you to get where you want to go. Okay, so there's page one. Why is it not letting me? There we go. All right, so again, this is super simple. I didn't want to make it super pretty because I wanted to give you plenty of room to write. So first, you're going to do your big, huge goal. This is the goal that is so big and so insane that you're crazy. You think you're crazy for wanting it, right? But it is the framework of everything that you're doing this year is trying to get toward that big, huge goal. Now you can write this one of two ways. You can write it as if it's already happened, which is an option, or you can write it as if you're attempting to get there. Okay, and then what you will do is create a goal for the entire year. What is one goal like? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to launch a program? Do you want to write and launch a course? Something big. And that's going to be your goal for the year. And you can do this sheet multiple times for multiple goals, but I really want you focused on these are the quarterly goals for that one big goal for the year. Here are the quarterly goals that are going to help us get to this big, huge goal. And there might be multiple goals that go into this big, huge goal, but I want you to focus on one of them and flesh that out. Then you can print out another one if you want to do multiple goals. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to break down this goal into quarterly actions. So what do I need to focus on in quarter one to make sure that by the end of next year, we've got that goal accomplished? What do we need to do in Q2 that's going to make sure that we're getting here? Q3 and Q4. Okay, you're going to write all of these things out. So far, you're not repeating anything. We're just fleshing it out. Now what we're going to do is go on to the quarterly planner. And I wanted to leave space so you're not repeating anything here either. So you're going to repeat your Q1 goal from the previous page, and then you're going to flesh that out. In order to make this Q1 goal, what do I need to be doing in January? What do I need to focus on in February? And what do I need to focus on in March? And this could be content. It could be connecting with a certain amount of people every day. It could be launching a podcast. It could be any number of things, right? And then you're going to do the same thing for Q2. So what was your Q2 goal from the previous page? Rewrite it here, and then flesh out April, May, June. And then Q3, July, August, September, October, November, December. So really these first 3 pages, you're only going to print one of those out. Okay? So then now we get into a month. So you're going to print 12 of these. All right. So again, you are going to repeat in short form your big, huge goal. You are going to repeat whatever quarter you're in, you're going to repeat in short form the goal for the quarter. And whatever your goal was or your focus was for the month, you're going to put that here. Now you're going to plan, okay, in order to make all of this happen, what do I need to focus on just this in the first week of that month? How about the second week, the third week, and the fourth? And then obviously there are some months of the year that have 5 weeks in them. Can't recall off the top of my head which months. I believe December might be one of them. But go ahead and put that in week 5. And sometimes that week 5 is like 2 days of, well, you know, the old month and 3 days or 4 days, 3 days and 4 days, or 2 days and 5 days, or whatever of the old month, and then week 1 of the new month. So if you have that, go ahead and write it down here. There's no sense in not doing that. So you're going to sit down and do this for every month of the year. Now, do you need to do this right now? For January? Yes. For February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, etc., etc.? Not necessarily. That's completely and totally up to you. If you want to do this all at one time at the very beginning of the year, you are more than welcome to do that. But I don't think that it's necessarily necessary. If you know that one of your goals is to go to an event or something like that for a quarter, then maybe I'm going to include a colorful calendar on this, and it's a month-by-month calendar that you can print out and post on your wall. I would honestly sit down and write out some events. Like, I know that my husband's birthday is in August. So in August, on this particular weekend, I'm taking this couple of days off. And my son's birthday is in October, so I'm going to take this time frame off. Go ahead and label those things out. And if you know that you're going to want, or the goal is to take a vacation in August or July or something like that, go ahead and plug those days in there so that when you're going through, or you want to go to a conference and you know that that conference is going to be in March of 2020, go ahead and mark those days off and put that in there so that when you're sitting down, you've got the month calendar next to you, and now you've got this sheet right here in front of you, and you can say, okay, well, week 3 is the week that I'm going to this conference. So I probably need to have a bigger goal in week 2 to manage, so that week 3 I can really focus on just meeting people and being present and doing whatever it is I need to do. at the conference. Okay, so that's something that I might suggest, is that you not necessarily do your months until you are sitting down for that month and you're ready to go. The other reason that you might consider doing that, I would plan out your quarters ahead of time so that you make sure that they are going toward your, even if it's just right here, plan out the themes or the overarching thing for that, for the quarter. In doing this right now, it's planning ahead and making sure that it's all going back to what we're trying to achieve for the year. And then maybe you do Q1 because that's coming up, right? You want to make sure and do that ahead of time. But then you wait on Q2, okay? Unless you have something that you're launching. Like, let's say that I want to launch a signature program or a course or something like that in June 20th. So everything, sorry, I must have clicked. Everything prior to here, from May backward, and really June 19th backward, needs to be getting me to this goal of launching this on June 20th. And then everything after doesn't necessarily matter. But I need, if that's the date that I've picked, I need to go ahead and plan these things out in advance so that I know what's happening in January, February, March. It's all leading me up to June 20th, okay? So again, maybe you choose to only do half of the year based on a launch or based on your goal. If your goal is to, by the end of Q1, have 5 clients with another 4 in the pipeline, you need to figure out what you're doing in January, February, and March so that at the end of Q1, you've either got those 5 clients or you're done with them, and you've got another 4 in the pipeline for these months, et cetera, et cetera. You just got to figure out how, and play with that. But the other side of that coin is that by waiting to plan these things out, let's say you wait to plan out the second half of the year, which is perfectly fine, it allows you to go back and look at what's happened in Q1 and Q2 and figure out what's worked and what hasn't and tweak the plan, right? So in waiting, you can tweak your plan and change it up and say, okay, well, I didn't get my program launched on June 20th because my husband got sick and it was literally impossible because I was taking care of him, or something crazy happened, but we lost our house in a fire, or I got this amazing job opportunity and I took it. I'm trying to give something positive because I know those first 2 things were awful. I got an amazing job opportunity that was my dream career and still allowed me to meet all of my personal goals, and it was financially right for our family, so I went ahead and took it. Now, what am I doing the rest of the year to further my personal life, my personal self? Or I still want to run my business part-time. How does that look? It's going to look completely different than it would have prior to Q2 when I took that job, right? So now everything has changed, in which case you could always just print out another one and start over, or from a blank page, or you just wait. It's completely up to you. There's so many different ways to do this. It's really a personal decision. Okay, so next I give you a month page. So this is where that repetitive nature comes in. I want you to repeat what's your big, huge goal. I want you to repeat what's the goal for the quarter that we're in. and then repeat what's the goal for the month that I'm in. And then we can break it down again, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5. Okay? Now we're into the week. Again, repeating that big, huge goal, repeating the goal for the quarter, for the month. And then now I want you to plan out what is the goal for this week. You're going to repeat that here. And then we're going to break that down even further. What 4 tasks am I going to do this week that will get me closer to my goals? Okay, so this could be things like signing up for a payment processor like PayPal or Square. It could be signing up for a platform to sell your digital products. It could be any number of things. But I want you to come up with at least 4. Now, you could end up blowing this out of the water and doing way more than 4. I'm going to get there. But I want you to have at least 4 tasks that you're going to focus on for the whole week. And I feel like this relieves a lot of the pressure because I'm a perfectionist and I'm also a recovering anxiety person. I have extremely high anxiety. And this concept that I have to constantly be doing something and rest is not a possibility or something that I am good at, this allows me to go, okay, I'm going to do 4 things this week that I know that I'm going to get these 4 things done. After I get these 4 things done, I can choose to do more, or I can prioritize some rest. And there's nothing wrong with prioritizing some rest, eating dinner, or cooking nutritious meals for your family, things like that. If you're constantly working, those things are going on the back burner, and your family and your health are going to suffer. Make sure you're prioritizing yourself. Okay? Big, huge, huge thing for me. Now we go into the daily planner. So you're going to put the date up here if you choose to use these sheets. Put the date up here. You'll repeat the goal for the month, repeat the goal for the week, and then you want to make a goal for the day. What is the goal for the day? It could be literally take a nap. It could literally be get the laundry done. That could be the goal. Get the laundry washed, dried, and hung up. It could be write 5 pages for my book. It could be go grocery shopping before the child gets home. Because I don't know about you, and I am not entirely sure why, but it takes 3 times as long to grocery shop when I have my son with me. I don't know why. It either does take that much longer, or it feels like it takes that much longer. Does anyone understand what I'm saying right now? It's crazy. Okay. So then we're going to break this down. So if the goal is to wash, dry, and hang up the laundry, then you wash the laundry, dry the laundry, hang up the laundry are 3 of my 4 tasks for the day. If it's write 5 pages of the book, then I need to figure out what topic I'm going to write on. If it's write a blog post, I need to write a blog post, schedule the blog post, and do the entire workflow for the blog post. Or it could just be getting 1 or 2 of those workflow things done and then scheduling the rest for a different day. You see where I'm going with this. It's very open. It was very open for you to get this done. And then the next page is going to be something that you can print out if you want. I'm going to space these out a bit more. I realize they're really cramped. But it's a place for you to write down everything else you did for the day. Because I have a really I have a really hard time reminding myself how dang productive I was for that day. I oftentimes go, man, I didn't get anything done. But then I stop for a second and I think about everything that I did. Like last week was a super productive week, and I did so much stuff. And if I sat and thought for 5 minutes in my head about what all I had accomplished, it was like, oh crap, I did so much. I can finally rest. And if you're better than I am about writing this stuff down, you're going to find yourself a lot more relaxed and a lot more feeling a lot more accomplished. And I think that that's really incredibly important. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't discuss how you could start this process here in written paper format and then transfer it into an electronic compatible format, because I think that there is some serious value in having your goals in front of you all the time. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull myself out of this, and I'm going to go into here. And I've already kind of set this up in Clickup because I think that it's really the best platform for this type of thing. However, you could easily do something like this in Trello, and I might create an entire video just for Trello. But for now, we're going to look at Clickup. And what I've done is I've gone into a personal board that I've made that's mine, and I put in 2020 planning and created this list. And then what I did was I went in and I added how did I do that? I added a custom field. So I went in here and I did add a custom field, and I did how am I doing, which that is a drop down. Okay, so here are the options that you have: text, website, drop down, email, phone, currency, etc., etc. So if you were doing something like project management, you wanted to add information such as budget, cost, or price, you would put currency. If you're using it as a CRM, you can add a phone number on there, but I just did the drop down for now. And what is that? And then when after you add that, you have to come over here and click here, and you want to show that column because it's not going to show all of that. We're going to get rid of that because it's annoying me. So it's just going to show due date, assignees, and then name. Oh. And then we're going to do status. Oh, that's nifty. Okay. Let's see, time logged if you're doing that, and then custom fields. So you want to make sure and click on custom fields, and then how am I doing? Okay. So make sure that that is checked. And what this gives you the option to do is check in, and it says, how am I doing? Great. And I made these up, so you could definitely do whatever you want on there. See, here's the option to add or edit options. Okay, so I could add a whole new option, but I put great and I made it pink because that's my favorite. And moving along is blue because that's the second favorite, and needs work is dark red. And so then as you're going through the month, you could go, or the year, you could check in on how am I doing on my overarching goal, my big, huge, ridiculous goal. Is it good? Is it getting there? Or my goal for the year, like, oh, it's moving along. And then my Q1s are great. Everything is great on that. Okay, and it's only going to let you do that on the big tasks. These are considered subtasks. So let me undo this real fast, just because I'm not there yet. And so what I would do personally is go in here and then add my big, huge goal here. and then just do that, okay? And then you can change your how are you doing right here. Or I think it just gives you the field. What fields are available if you, oh, you can't choose those from here. Okay. And then you can create subtasks or add checklists and attachments. If you are doing like a dream board for the year, you could always put it in there. Okay, and then your goal for the year, you'll put that there. Then instead of doing it so repetitive like I have on this page and then spreading it out into monthly goals, I decided to just do Q1 goals January, February, March, Q2 April, May, June, Q3 July, August, September, and I left one so that I could show you how that works. Q4, and then we click this button and go October, November, December. Okay, and then that's how that all works. So now I've broken the goals down by month, right? And then what we can do is add another list here, and we're going to say, call it Q1. And then within Q1, we can add a new task and go January. And you could skip this part right here altogether, right? You could skip all of that and just go directly into Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Okay. And then if we just are clicking on that, now it pulls those up. And then we can create subtasks, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5, if applicable. And I would just go ahead and create this framework, because what can happen is then you could, in theory, duplicate this. Yeah. And then move this up here. Except change it to February. Pull it out. It's running a little slow because I'm recording all of this. And nothing ever works cleanly and easily when you're recording. And again, we've got our how am I doing still because we're under this one. And then I would just duplicate this one as well. And duplicate. And you can also change the name so that it's not causing a ruckus. You've now got March, and you can trash that one. And now you've got Q1 figured out. Then you come over here and you can't duplicate this, apparently. All right, fine. But what you could do is come back over here and add it to your favorites. In which case, you can just pull up your favorites for whatever Q quarter you're in, and bing, bing, boom, you're good to go. Okay, so you can save it as a template. So next year, the only thing you have to really go in and do, I would just create the framework and then go ahead and create it as a template. So then next year, the only thing you have to do is go in and find that template again, and bam, you're ready to go. But you get the idea. So you would create another list here and Q2, and then do the same thing, okay? And really what you could do is come in here, go ahead and duplicate it and go February, March, so April, copy tasks, create that, and then you just move it over to Q2. And now Q2 is ready. And then just continue to copy these tasks over into the proper places. And then this is gonna be renamed the year overall. Okay. And if you pull that up, it's gonna pull everything up. But this is a really easy peasy way to get yourself in the right framework and the right mindset to create for the year. And again, you could skip all of this if you wanted to and just launch right into here and here. So do the big, huge goal, the goal of the year, and then create your lists over here, 3 and 4, and then just plan in there. So it kind of takes out some of the repetitive nature that happens when you're in here. But like I said, I really do think that that repetitive nature is really stinking important. And even if you don't use the weekly planner, the daily planner, and the extra day planner, I think that it's valuable to use the year planner, the quarter planner, the year and the quarter planners, and even maybe the month planners, so that you're really mapping all of that out in a really concise way, and you're also looking back at what you're supposed to be doing and what you had planned and thought about doing in the first place. Because I think sometimes we get really involved in the process of the doing, and we forget about what we're, sometimes I wake up and I go, what do I need to do today? And it's because I haven't thought all of this shit through, and I don't have a date in mind. And that's just something that might be worth really nailing down and figuring out. And with the understanding and the knowledge and the concept that all of this stuff can change in a heartbeat. If something tragic happens or something wonderful happens, you might get pregnant and go, well, crap. I have 9 months. Do I really want to continue down this path, or do I want to get something else set up in preparation for this new baby? And it will help you kind of map all that out. Or if you're planning to have a baby or something crazy like that. Like it's just all, there's so many different ways and so many things that could occur. I just want you to be really prepared. And that's what this planner is about. So with that in mind, I should tell you how much it costs. For the planner right now, as it sits, I'm going to list it at $2.99. So $2.99 US. And then it will be on Etsy, and it will be at the same place that I end up posting my book at, which, let me tell you a little bit about that. I have created a really beautiful book. It's over 60 pages with a checklist to kind of help you manage all of this stuff. Okay, so about my book. I had to pause for a second and come back. So the book is for service-based entrepreneurs, in particular designers, coaches, and virtual assistants. It is designed to help you streamline your workflow processes, meaning what are you using to manage your contracts, your clients, your CRM, and all of that stuff. What are you using for those things? It is designed to help you figure out what programs you're going to use for graphics what programs you're going to use for payment processing, everything under the sun that you could think about that you will need. And in my experience, I have needed over the last 8 years of being in business. I have broken all of that stuff down, given you a couple of different options as to what you might want to use, and then giving you the pros and cons for each one and cost breakdowns. Then, not only that, but then there's a whole nother section near the end that deals with the financial aspect and how to prioritize your funds and what that even means, how to budget for your business, what it looks like for you to goal set and plan based on kind of reverse engineering your income and that sort of thing. So, and what you're using for bookkeeping, because that's the service that I offer and I know a little bit about. So I think that the book is really well done. It's very well laid out. I could go back in there now and add 4 more sections to it, but I'm not. I'm stopping myself and I'm putting it out into the world. If that is something that you are interested in and in need of, I would love for you to come aboard and really get an idea of that and purchase the book. It will be out. It was supposed to be out on Black Friday and that didn't happen, but it is done now and it will be out in the next week. So if you are watching this after December 9th, it is, or I'm sorry, after, today is the 9th. So it will be out by, let me look at my calendar. See, and I could have had all this done if I had done this planning process that I've now come up with. It will be out next by the 20th. At the latest, the 20th. I'm shooting actually for earlier in the week, but it will at least be out by Friday the 20th. So if that is something that you are interested in, I have not thought of a price yet. I'm still working through that in my brain because part of me wants to charge something like $19.99 for the book, and part of me wants to charge like $9.99 or $5.99 to start with. I want it to be a no-brainer price, and I really think that that lower end is a no-brainer price, but who knows? So we'll see where I land with that. I'm going to create a resource library for all of the things that are mentioned in the book, and which includes a ton of videos that I have created or are in the process of creating for how to use the tools and things like that for the book. So if you buy the book, you'll instantly get access to that whenever it is finished. It is not even started yet. But if you buy the book, you'll have access to that, and I will have you on a mailing list for having bought the book. So just so we're all clear that that's how that's going to work, I'm really stinking excited about it, which transitions me into a program that I have launched, and that was launched Black Friday. So that was something I did get done that I had planned on getting done. I just haven't promoted the heck out of it. So without further ado, I have 2 programs that I've launched. One is Let's Create a Workflow, and one is Let's Create a Funnel. In the funnel process, we go through how you are attracting clients, how you're getting them to being clients, and kind of lay out in a really pretty format what is your lead magnet, what is your low offer, what is your mid-grade offer, and into a signature program. So those are the things that were, and then what channels are you on, how are you on them, what are you doing on them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And all of that is laid out in a really pretty document that I'm in the process of formatting right now. And I'm very excited about that, because at first I thought it was actually going to be a funnel, and I researched some inspirational type what other people are doing, and I found one that's very linear, and I like it way better. And it's a lot easier to put together, and I think that it's a really nice progression, whereas this poses challenges in that there's less space to write when you get to the bottom of the funnel, and if you're just going in a linear format, it's a lot easier to follow. So very excited about that process of what's coming and what I'm offering. And I would love to sit down. I love strategizing funnels. It's one of my favorite things that I have ever done. And as the other signature program is working through your workflows. So again, this is streamlining your process, making sure that when you have clients coming in, they're not dropping through the cracks. You're actually getting back to these people, and you're automating as much of that process as humanly possible, so that you can be doing the work that you're supposed to be doing. Because that's really what this is all about, is that you need to be actually doing the work and working with clients and getting that stuff done. And you also have to leave yourself room to be creative and create content that's going to bring in more people. And if you're not scheduling that stuff out properly, or you're spending all of your time on admin tasks, I tell you what, you've got to get that under control. Otherwise, your business isn't going to grow, and it's not going to be able to scale. And that's kind of the key to being successful, is growing and changing with the market and learning the new ways of doing things and the better ways of doing things. Because if you're still using Trello for some of this stuff, Clickup might be the way to go. If you're paying an ungodly amount for a CRM that's not really working for you and you're not utilizing it, you're really wasting your money, and you've got to prioritize those funds in a much better way. And that's what the book is designed to do, and really get you thinking. And I can already tell that there is going to be a 2.0 or a course or something like that that comes from this, because I talk a lot in the book about Dubsado. And in the last week or two, I have started experiencing other options as far as all-in-ones. So I really want to kind of put that into practice and put that into my into the way that I do things, because Dubsado is really great for a lot of people. It's an amazing platform for so many people. However, I think that there are some others that, depending on your industry and your niche, it might not work for you. And for me, as far as from a price standpoint, it really depends on how much I'm in there. Excuse me, how much I'm in there working and doing, and do I have one client that I'm working with all the time? Do I have 5 clients, or is it a revolving door of clients? If it's a revolving door of clients, then Dubsado is a great option. If it's not a revolving door of clients, then it might not be the best thing for you, and it might not be worth the money. So that's kind of what the book talks about, or that is one aspect of what the book talks about. And then I'd like to dive even further than that. If you're not using Dubsado, what should you be doing if you want an all-in-one type platform? And there are other options that are great. Holy moly, this was long. So I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to go and get to some of the book stuff that needs to get done, and I'll talk to you all later. Have an amazing day. See ya. Bye.